Just the tactical awareness and understanding of this Man City side is superb. Of course, as individuals, they're on top of their game at this precise moment in time. But when you consider they don't have the likes of De Bruyne playing for them at the moment, it was. I also thought it was interesting when Spurs were, going further behind in the second half. I said to myself, Ndombele will be the next one who's removed, because everything is pretty predictable about Spurs. And the club, the group of players, the team, and this isn't pleasing for me to say, I can assure you, the whole club is just flat at the moment. How they lift it, I don't know. Gareth Bale came on. I think when he joined the club, people were thinking, well, he could, edge this side further in the right direction. He's come on. Yeah, he had a little mazy run, got a shot on goal. But, there's no life about him either. I don't know where to go, Adam, at the moment. I'm really disappointed with Spurs, really disappointed.
If you were to take the temperature of Spurs right now, Michelle, and during your time there, do you feel that the squad were just generally happier under Mauricio Pochettino than they are under Jose Mourinho and the style of football that they play?
But the thing is, like a few months ago, we were talking about Tottenham maybe contending for the title. You see how things can change, and they were playing exactly the same way a few months ago, how they play now, and you can see how things can change. And, it's a different style of play, definitely. But you can also see now at the moment, the confidence is very low in the team, because if you look at the starting 11 today and on the bench, if you see how much quality players they have, they have to do much, much better. And they can do better, and they showed it in the past as well. But you can tell like they're not at the best at the moment, and you can, if you play against a team as City with so much confidence and with the game plan and see how easy it looks the way they play, then you don't stand a chance at the moment,
I will try to counter that, though, by saying that period where they were doing exceptionally well, and in fact, they went to the top of the table, they beat Manchester City, you could also say that based on the stats, Son and Kane were playing out of their skins at a rate which was unsustainable, and that's been proven now throughout the course of the season.
No, I agree as well. I mean, you knew you can't just think that they will change a game, and everything went their way, especially in the beginning, But if you win games, you keep on doing the same, and but you see that the opponents know it as well. Players getting maybe a bit more tired, or there've been a few injuries, and if they don't perform, who can, And I think of the likes of Bergwijn didn't score yet this season. Lamela, Lucas, Maura, they didn't maybe a few assists, not a lot of goals, and this is something what we talked about pre-match is a problem,
And also, sorry, I was just going to add to that as well. When Spurs went top of the table, when they beat Man City, they had just scraped past their 3 previous league games. They'd just scraped past by 1 goal Burnley, Brighton and West Brom. That's the truth of it. So, they'd had a little run of fixtures that were quite favourable. They hadn't been convincing. Yeah, they got a very good result against Manchester City. But I do think that the writing was on the wall to the extent that their position at the time, top of the table, was a little bit false. And if you have a look at this entire Premier League season and the number of teams who have topped the table at some stage, I think it's a total of 9, to be honest with you. Well, if 9 teams have topped the league at some stage in the first half of the season, from a Spurs perspective, you would hope at least they would have been there at some stage. But now the cream is truly coming to the top, which is Manchester City. And from a Tottenham perspective, I don't know where they go from here. I really don't, because the whole club seems to me to be lacking energy, life, enthusiasm. And that has to come. The lead has to come from the top. And as fantastic as Mourinho has been as a head coach, as successful as he has been, I think he's squashed the life out of a number of players at Spurs. You know, Dele Alli surely comes into that category. You know, a talented player like Dele Alli, if I'm the head coach of a club that Dele Alli plays for, it's my duty to get him to where he's been in the past. He's still a young man. You know, it's to enthuse him, to give him encouragement, to get him performing as an individual and within the team. And I can only point the finger at one person as far as that is concerned, and that has to be Mourinho, because he's the head coach.
So my question again, which I asked you, Michel, based on what Gary was mentioning there, do you think that the players, not all of them, but at least some of them, prefer the football under Pochettino?
I think I think yes, in the sense of the type of players they have. I mean, like Dele Alli is a type of player who loves to be on the ball and in possession, but Mourinho, is a different style of play. And I think some players like a Højbjerg, who came in the team, done very well, and he's the type of player I think that Mourinho loves. But some other players, that will be find it quite difficult, you know, and the switch between Pochettino and Mourinho is quite opposite. But this is something, you have to deal with. You know, you're a professional football player. But of course, there will be players not happy, and the team is very competitive. And I mean, like, the squad is big. I think still they have a strong squad. But at the end, it's all about the results, and the results have been not good enough. And the style of play. Especially if you look at the last, let's say, the last few months. I mean, it's been poor, and I think if you compare it, let's say with City today, I mean, like the style of play, you know, this is something that Tottenham played as well before, you know, and this is something as a football fan, you know, you want to see that style of play with Tottenham as well. But at the end, you know, Mourinho makes the decisions, and that's something you have to you know, when you sign a manager as Mourinho, this is what you get.